40 days. 40 days. They say on the 40th day, the soul makes its final farewell to the earthly world. I sat on the upper deck of our flagship yacht, Victor's Honor anchored off Biscayne Bay, the Miami skyline glittering like scattered diamonds in the distance. The memorial service had unfolded here, on the water Victor loved most, because the sea had no patience for pretense. Everything was done correctly: white orchids flown in from Thailand, a string quartet playing Vivaldi, caviar from the Caspian, the last shipment Victor himself had approved, and champagne chilled to exactly 8 degrees Celsius. Guests in linen and black drifted across the teak decks, murmuring condolences, their voices blending with the soft lap of waves against the hull. From the outside, I, Valentina Holloway, appeared the grieving widow at the center of this floating ritual. But I was not the center. I was behind glass again, observing. They saw the elegant woman in understated Chanel, the one who for 40 years had remembered every client's child's name, every captain's anniversary, every shipyard foreman's birthday. They saw the accessory to Victor Holloway's genius, the founder of Holloway Yachts, the premier family-owned superyacht empire in America. 9 vessels in our charter fleet, each over 60 meters, plus our shipyard partnership in Genoa for new builds, exclusive routes through the Bahamas and Caribbean, and a client list that included tech billionaires, Hollywood producers, Middle Eastern royals, and old money families who valued discretion above all. None of them knew the truth. Not even my daughter. Kendall approached me near the aft infinity pool, champagne flute in hand, her smile sharp as a stiletto heel. She wore white, a deliberate choice, as if mourning were optional. Around her clustered the younger executives, the ones Victor had called the new blood, ambitious, spreadsheet-driven, blind to the human threads that held everything together. "Mom," she said, voice low but carrying that metallic edge I'd never heard until today. She blocked the sunset, casting me in shadow. "We need to talk about tomorrow." I nodded, waiting. "Starting tomorrow, I'm CEO. Dad's office on Victor's Honor is mine now. You'll clear out his things, and yours. I plan to rebrand the fleet for high-volume charters, corporate packages. More parties, less sentiment. You won't be comfortable on these boats anymore. You'll move to the Miami condo. It's smaller, but suitable for one." She said it casually, as if discussing a table setting. As if she weren't evicting me from the floating life Victor and I had built together. 40 years of sunrises over the midnight crossings to Monaco, handshakes on Italian docks that turned into lifelong alliances. "And another thing," she added, swirling her champagne. Her eyes appraised me, disdain flickering. "You'll have a pension, don't worry. But idleness isn't good at your age. You need purpose. Your new place." She leaned closer, voice intimate and venomous. "You can start by cleaning my yacht's bathrooms. The master suite head needs extra attention, marble scratches easily." The words landed faded, like ice water, laughter, clinking glasses, the hum of the engines at idle. The world narrowed to her self-satisfied face and the slim leather folder resting on my lap, the one the notary had pressed into my hands after the official will reading. The official will divided the estate, the Miami penthouse, the Aspen chalet, the investment accounts split between Kendall and me. The company, not mentioned. Because everything was here. 100% of Holloway Yachts, fleet, shipyard contracts, trademarks, client database, passed solely to me. Victor's final trust. His last gift. I said nothing. I rose, walked past her without a glance, and descended to the master stateroom. The door closed on the world above. That night, after the last tender ferried the last guest ashore, silence settled over the yacht. Only the lap of water and the faint creak of lines. I went to Victor's study, the teak-paneled sanctuary on the bridge deck. His scent lingered, sea salt, fine leather, the ghost of his favorite Cuban cigar. The massive desk still held his half-finished notes on the next build. I sank into his chair. "Your place is cleaning my yacht's bathrooms." The phrase echoed, cold and clear. No tears came. Only clarity. Kendall saw the empire as hulls and engines, profit margins and occupancy rates. She thought sitting in Victor's chair made her owner. She didn't understand. Victor hadn't built machines. He'd built a family. A family scattered across Genoa shipyards, Monaco yacht shows, Caribbean marinas, Dubai harbors. People whose grandfathers had hammered the first planks for our early vessels. People for whom honor wasn't corporate jargon, it was blood. Showing her the folder would be too easy. It was her language, documents, power, lawyers. It wouldn't touch her soul. No. I had to speak Victor's language, the one she'd never learned. I opened the bottom drawer and pulled out my personal notebook. Not the CRM database. This was my spiderweb. Handwritten numbers, personal lines. The ones I called to congratulate on a new grandchild, to ask about a sick mother, to share a quiet laugh over old Monaco nights. I started with Genoa. Marco Rossi, master builder at our partner yard. We'd met 40 years ago when Victor ordered our first 50-meter hull. Marco's father had built fishing boats, Marco built dreams. I dialed. Valentina, Cara MIA. His voice cracked with warmth and sorrow. The service, it was beautiful. Victor would have loved it on the water. We spoke of small things first, his daughter's wedding, the new varnish technique. Then gently, changes are coming, Marco. Kendall takes the helm. Silence. Then, Kendall is ambitious. But she is not you. Not Victor. I know. I'm just checking in, old friend. Thanking you for everything. Anything, Valentina. You call, we answer. Next, Monaco. Elena Moreau, yacht show coordinator who'd placed our vessels front and center for decades. She remembered Victor's first appearance, nervous, proud. She answered on the second ring. Valentina. My heart breaks for you. We talked children, gardens. Then the shift, Kendall assumes leadership. A pause. She called me last week. Demanded priority dock space for rebranding events. No please. No warmth. I said we'd see. Thank you, Elena. That's all I needed. The third call, Nassau. Captain Jamal DeVoe, who'd skippered our Caribbean routes for 30 years. His family had navigated these waters for generations. Mrs. Holloway. Victor was family. I told him the news. Quietly, she may not value the old ways. Family is not replaced, We sail for people, not ledgers. I closed the book. The spiderweb held. 40 years of threads, respect, kindness, shared sunsets stronger than any steel cable. Dawn broke pink over the bay. I didn't sleep. I waited. I imagined Kendall's first day. She strode past the reception, ignoring the framed photos of Victor shaking hands on docks worldwide. In the executive suite, once Victor's, she hung her own portrait, glossy, predatory smile. Victor's oil painting him at the helm, eyes wise, she propped face to the wall like junk. Her COO, Marcus Hale, slick, always obsequious, entered. Victor had mentored him once. Now he served Kendall. Congratulations, Marcus said. You're in the chair. Spare the nostalgia, Kendall snapped. Dad was brilliant, but outdated. Personal favors, birthday calls, that's inefficiency. Time to optimize. She Saturday. The chair swallowed her, but she didn't notice. First, costs. Our captains and shipyards dictate terms, hiding behind tradition. No more. Draft an email to key partners, Marco in Genoa, Elena in Monaco, Jamal in Nassau, all of them. Demand 25% reduction in build fees, charter commissions, everything. Effective immediately. Accept or we find others. No one is irreplaceable. Marcus hesitated. They're family businesses. They might. They're vendors, she cut in. They'll fold when they see the contract loss. The emails went out that afternoon. Short. Cold. Insulting. They hit send, smug. They had no idea they'd lit the fuse. The replies never came. Silence. In boardrooms, silence means negotiation. In our world, silence is verdict. Contempt. I waited on Victor's honor tending the orchids Victor loved. The phone rang, Genoa. Valentina. Marco's voice steel. This email from your daughter. A 25% cut? After 40 years. Does she think our yard is a factory line? My grandfather's hands built your first hull on honor. I let him speak. His fury justified. My husband would roll in his grave, he finished. We've halted all work on the new 85-meter build. No more steel cut for Holloway until further notice. Next call, Monaco. Elena. That email was an insult. I've informed the show committee no Holloway vessels on premium docks next year. And our preferred clients. They've been asking questions. Then Nassau. Jamal. The captains talked. No one sails under new terms that spit on respect. Bookings cancelled. Routes empty. The crashing tide. Kendall celebrated in the glass conference room downtown. I pictured it, her at the head, PowerPoint glowing, growth projections, synergies with a Dubai group that bought fleets and turned them into party boats with cheap crews and mass-market interiors. Victor despised them, gravediggers of craftsmanship. She pointed at charts. With these cuts, we're leaner. More attractive for acquisition. Her phone buzzed. Captain Jamal. She swiped away. It buzzed again. She flipped it face down. The door burst open. Old Sam Torres, dock manager for 30 years, breathless in his polo. Ms. Holloway, the fleet. What? Kendall hissed. Refusals. Genoa stopped builds. Monaco pulled priority. Nassau no departures. Clients cancelling. The Dubai people, they're walking. Silence thick as fog. The Dubai suits closed laptops. One spoke flatly. It appears the asset lacks continuity of supply. They left. Kendall stood amid ruins, face ashen. Humiliation complete. Public. She came for me that evening. Tires screamed at the marina gates. Doors slammed. Gravel crunched. Mom. Her shout echoed across the docks. I was on the aft deck of Victor's Honor *, pruning roses in the Arnboard garden, Victor's touch, a patch of earth amid steel. They stormed aboard, Kendall disheveled, Marcus trailing, eyes darting. What did you do? Kendall screamed. The partners, they all pulled. You called them. I clipped a bloom. Snip loud in silence. I didn't call to cancel, I said calmly. I called to say goodbye. As friends. Goodbye. This is business. You thought it was hulls and fees. It's people. Trust Victor built 40 years. You destroyed it in days. You're lying. You poisoned them against me. I told the truth. That you insulted them. That you planned to sell our soul to Dubai gravediggers who'll strip the name and build trash. They froze. Marcus recovered first, fear sharpening his voice. Mrs. Holloway, thank God you know. We were saving the company. Debts, market shifts. Lies, I said. He thrust papers. Sign this. Emergency powers to Kendall. Save the Dubai deal. Or bankruptcy. Their last gambit. I set the shears aside. From the rose basket, I drew the leather folder. Read. Marcus took it, hands shaking. Kendall peered. They read. Eyes widened. Color drained. The will, 100% of Holloway yachts to Valentina Holloway. Silence absolute. I took the folder back. My place isn't cleaning your bathrooms, Kendall. My place is at the helm. Where your father decided. Where you plotted betrayal. You're fired. Both of you. 1 hour to clear my office. Off my vessels. Off my docks. By sunset. I turned to the roses. Behind me, choked gasps, retreating footsteps, engines roaring away. Quiet returned. The seaside. The legacy. Next morning, I walked into headquarters not as guest, as owner. Reception, bows. Ms. Elena at front desk, eyes shining relief. In the study, I took down Kendall's portrait. Hung Victor's back, gentle wipe of dust. His smile approved. To the team, as of today, per Victor's will, I am CEO. All prior orders void. No questions. Only relief. 2 letters sent, 1 to Dubai Group, no deal, ever. Hostile contact ends. 1 to lawyers, investigate Marcus Hale, fraud, attempted sabotage. Then I packed a small case. Flew to Genoa. Marco met me at the yard. We walked the sheds, steel frames rising. Victor would be proud, he said. You saved more than boats. You saved honor. Months later, spring. On Victor's honor S deck, a gathering. Marco, Elena, Jamal, captains, builders. Not board meeting, launch. A new vessel, 75-meter sloop, elegant, soulful. My first personal design, clean lines, warm woods, space for families. We named her Valentina's Promise Star. In honor of promises kept. Champagne poured. Toasts. I looked at faces, happy, loyal, and felt peace. Not just saved Victor's legacy. Began my own. With respect. With heart. The soul of the sea endures. And that closes Kendall's chapter. A tale of quiet strength, unbreakable dignity, how true bonds outlast ledgers. Not about yachts, about legacy. Some things unsellable. Honor, once lost, unpurchasable. Did I do right? Kendall deserved consequence for greed, betrayal. But my only child, banished forever. Cold justice, or maternal wound too deep. How would you act? Just retribution, or too harsh? Comment below. Your thoughts matter. If this moved you, like, subscribe. More stories await.